Happy New Year, Happy New Year. Welcome back to Big 12 Nation. I just want to go over something real quick. A lot of people are talking about the portal. Remember, guys, there's over 3,000 kids in the portal, and there's only a few that are going to get the money, like Brendan Sorensby, the kid from Cincinnati, who's now going to Texas Tech, which I love. He's staying in the conference, showing how great the beautiful Big 12 conference is. Now, Josh Hoover, I believe, is going to Indiana. So most likely Mendoza will be going to the NFL, but I thought his little brother was there. Maybe it's his older brother, but I know Mendoza has a brother there. They're both QBs. Uh, so Amarion Miller will be going to Arizona State. Sam Levitt is supposed to visit LSU and another SEC school. It's not coming to me right now, but he's supposed to visit two big time SEC schools. I wonder though if Sam Levitt knew he could get somebody like Omarion Miller if he would have stayed out there in beautiful Tempe, Arizona. That's what I'm wondering because you get him a couple more weapons, man. If you guys go back and look at Omarion Miller's film from his freshman year versus USC, when USC had Caleb Williams, that kid's dangerous. It's unfortunate they didn't get him enough touches this year in Colorado. I know he had a good relationship with Coach Prime, but hey, it's the portal and it's the new era of college football. But I want everybody to think about this. A lot of people are stressing out, and I said this before. I know Coach out in Lubbock at Texas Tech, the beautiful West Texas. Some great people out there, Lubbock, Amarillo, that small town Snyder. Just a beautiful area of the state. A lot of land out there, I should say. But a lot of people are stressing out, and I think to be honest, I know coaches want to have their teams assembled in January, but what are you going to do if somebody's upset in January and wants to transfer in the spring? I think we should go back to the normal signing day in February and let the transfer portal open up a day after the national championship game and put that you have to finish bowl games because bowl games are an important part of the college football economy. They pay for a lot. Teams get paid out for participating in bowl games. That's why the Texas coach said out of his mouth, the University of Texas head coach said out of his mouth, we are delighted to be playing in this bowl game versus Michigan. He understands. Uh, but back to the subject 3,000 kids will be in the portal, and not all of them are going to get money like this. Some will get 20,000 to 100,000. Maybe some just want to go somewhere and show their talents and get another opportunity. But I don't think people should freak out because I think some people saw the numbers that some of these QBs are getting and they saw, damn, they're getting paid more than some NFL quarterbacks. They're still student athletes, right? So they still have to go to class and they still only get so many years of eligibility. Aaron Rodgers came out in 2005. He played in the league for 20 years. Most likely, kids aren't going to be playing in college for 20 years. So you only have so many years, and the word student athlete goes a long way. You still have to participate and go to class and go to tutoring. That's why you see some of the kids, even though they get great money, they just want to go be a professional. They don't want to get up and go to class and sit and write down certain things by certain lecturers. And, I hope all of them go back and get their degree. It's an important part of their life. But I think it'll all even out. At some point, there's going to be a bust. There's going to be a Jamarcus Russell of the portal. It just is what it is. And the level playing field will even out. I do think it was funny. I saw Paul Feinbaum finally say the SEC dominance is over. I said that a long time ago. As much as I love the Big 12, the Big 10 has won the national title the last 2 years. And it's a reason why you need to just play the daggone games because in the Final Four, we only have one SEC team, even though they got a bunch in the playoff. Same thing happened last year in college basketball. They was talking about how great this conference is. Just play the games, man. Just play the doggone games. Let everybody get in and just play the games and stop trying to sell your conference. We don't know what's going to happen because at first everybody thought the ACC was the weakest Power 4 conference. Miami looked good, man. The Hurricanes look good. Man, I wouldn't be surprised if it's them and Indiana in the championship game. But yeah, it's an interesting time in college sports. Don't lose your love for the sport. There will always be kids like the kid at Ole Miss, Trinidad. Sorry, don't mean to butcher his name. There will always be kids like him in the portal. Always. He will. So you can guarantee yourself that a kid who played at Division 2, which is another powerhouse like Fair State, Division 2 will come up and he'll be the best player, and he will, be way less, than some other kid from a Power 4 conference. And I want to finish with this. There was a kid a couple years ago named Clifton. Can't think of his last name. He played at University of Montana. If anybody watched the D1AA championship game the other night, you realize that those schools like that, Montana, Montana State, North Dakota State, those FCS D1AA powerhouses, they get kids drafted, they give you a full scholarship and everything. But to make a long story short, the kid left, I believe, went to Temple, and then he wanted to come back. And they had to vote as a team. The coach asked, are we just going to let somebody come back who left? Because they have culture there. They understand what they have at University of Montana. Yeah, you get a full scholarship. You may not get all the Lamborghini trucks and all that, but you're going to get a full scholarship and you're going to get an opportunity to go play in the NFL because this is an elite Division 1 AA program. So the kid ends up at McNeese State, which is a good D1AA school, FCS school, last year. But the point was, Montana didn't just take him back with open arms because they understand they are an elite program and they have a culture in place. And you don't just leave somewhere like this for the transfer portal because you want more money. And then he went to see how it was at FBS. And even though you got more money, you got to compete. They still going to play the best QB. You took that money and you may have lost your starting spot and a chance to develop at a school that had great culture and a great winning tradition and can still give you a chance to get to the NFL. So there's going to be a lot of stories like this. Congrats to the kids who can get a bunch of money. But for the kids who can't get a bunch of money, you better understand sometimes your current position or your current place is better. And only QBs are going to get that type of money, but the QB position also comes with a lot of scrutiny. And if they have to replace you at a huge program, they will replace you. So everybody enjoy the Final Four tomorrow or this week. This is Big 12 Nation. We'll keep talking about this throughout the offseason. But yeah, over 3,000 kids are in the transfer portal. Something to think about. And not all of them are going to make that type of money. Peace.